So good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you are in the world. Thank you for joining us today for the first day of the Fanshawe Care series. Today, we're going to be talking about arriving in Ontario and settling in and making London or one of our area campus locations home. We do ask that as we go through the presentation, if we can remain muted, please, just to make sure that we don't have an issue with people over talking or putting a lot of chats in the chat box. If you want to get to know each other a bit after, I'm happy to leave the chat box open a bit. But if we could try to keep the chat for questions that have to do with today's presentation, that would be fantastic. So as I said, please remain muted. We are going to want to limit the amount of personal information we put in the chats because this is going to be recorded and it's going to be shared online, as well as everyone that's attending today will get an emailed copy of the presentation. So you don't have to take notes. We'll send that out to you. If we could please hold our questions until the end, and then we will go over some questions. So today we are going to go over arriving in Canada and sort of a new student's to-do list. So what are some key things that you'll want to do? We're going to go over the campus locations, a map of London, and some general interest points. And then we will do some question and answers. And then I'm going to introduce you to our fantastic Fanshawe Friends program. So the ISF, I'm hoping that everybody has heard of the International Student Form. Every student must submit the International Student Form before you arrive. On the International Student Form, you are going to let us know that you are intending to travel to Canada. You're going to upload a copy of your PPR or study permit approval letter. These have to be in no later than April 7th at 4 p.m. So we need to know who's coming by that date. If you would like, we do offer a complimentary shuttle, and that shuttle service runs between April 1st and May 1st. So you have the ability to use that as well, which you can select when filling out your international student form. And of course, you're going to provide us your international flight details, your arrival time and stuff, so that we are able to book you a shuttle if you would like. Please note that if you are going to request a shuttle, we do need your information at least 7 business days before travel. So arriving in Canada. So likely most of our students are going to be arriving to the Toronto Pearson Airport. So that's the picture that you see there. It is a pretty large airport, but it's pretty easy to navigate and it's pretty busy. So there's usually lots of activity no matter what time of day you arrive. If you are getting the shuttle, then you would meet down at the ground transportation section and you would meet up with Robert Q. That's who we partner with for our shuttles. Okay, so some documents to bring with you. So you're going to want to make sure you have a valid passport, your visa, and your study permit approval letter, because they are going to issue you your actual study permit at the CABSA office. So when you come through, you'll actually get your study permit then. Make sure to bring your letter of admission from Fanshawe College. It's also referred to as your LOA. Proof of your funds available for your stay in Canada, and any other documents that are recommended by the Canadian Visa Office. So you just want to make sure you have all those documents with you and ready and accessible because you will need to provide that to the Canada Border Service agent just to show them why you are coming to Canada. So I mentioned the shuttle. So this is a complimentary service we offer for students coming to our London campus or our St. Thomas campus or Woodstock. We offer the shuttle. So the shuttle picks you up at the airport and delivers you to a location in that town. So if it's St. Thomas, there's a specific Tim Hortons. Woodstock, it's to a specific hotel, kind of key areas. And then London, it delivers you to Robert Q's head office. It's complimentary, and you would just get that from the Toronto Pearson Airport. If you are a student arriving to one of our, like either arriving to the London airport, or maybe you are going to our Simcoe campus, then we have what is called a transportation credit. And this is where you would book the shuttle or private taxi with one of our partners, and then you would submit your receipt to get a reimbursement of some of the costs. Okay, so kind of two different options there, depending on what campus you are going to. And then once you have your shuttle booking from us, you can always make any changes that you need to your booking yourself. So it is nice and easy that if something happens and your flight's delayed or you switch your flight dates, you are actually able to make those changes yourself. So as I said, if you're arriving to our Simcoe campus or to London International Airport, so sometimes our students take a second flight from Toronto to London, then you would be booking your own transportation, and you would do that either through taxi, different ride services, Uber, and then you would submit the receipt to us and you would be eligible for the credit. Okay. And when you fill out your ISF, you would note it there. So we look at your flight number and that's how we know where you're flying into. Or if you're a Simcoe student, then we see that. So if you are arriving with family as well, you'll need to book your own transportation. And you can also qualify for the transportation credit as well. Do you note that Robert Q, which is who we use for shuttles, can't take pets? So if you're traveling with a pet, you'll just need to make a private booking for that. If you have questions about that, you can always send us an email to fanshawecares@fanshawec.ca. And we can definitely look into any sort of questions you have in general about arriving. So after you arrive in Canada, which for lots of you is going to have been a pretty long trip, it could likely be your first time traveling internationally. We are so excited to welcome you. So you're going to want to make sure that you're checking your Fanshawe online email account regularly, because that's where you're going to get notice of any sort of changes to your classes, anything from your professors. A lot of your course communication happens through FOL. And if you're not sure how to use that, we will have staff here this week to help us go over how to use our FOL login and all of the features of it. So secure housing and update your local address in WebAdvisor. So once you have a place where you're staying, it is really important that you update your address. If your address isn't updated to a Canadian address, then we are not able to assist with changing of anything on your file. So just make sure that that's done. Applying for your social insurance number. So a few of you may get it at the airport if it's not too busy when you're coming in and if it's during SIN hours. Or we have clinics where you can come and walk in and speak to somebody from the office and they can help you get your SIN. Opening a bank account. So you are going to want to open a bank account because you're going to be here for a bit. I mean, you'll want to have access to your funds. Selecting a mobile phone plan and purchasing a phone or a Canadian SIM card. Our plans here and our phones are actually fairly costly, so you might be a bit surprised about that. So maybe do some research before coming or just plan to use your phone and just get a SIM card. So visit the Fanshawe bookstore page to retrieve your book list. So that'll just sort of tell you what books you need for the summer, the academic key dates. So that will tell you like when your exam week is, when your midterms, any of the important academic dates. And you can upload your photo even from home. You just would take the photo, send it in using the FanCard website. And then once it's approved, once you land in Canada and you're here at the London campus, you can come in and pick up your student card. Okay. I know we're covering a lot of information. You are going to get a copy of this presentation. And as well, if you do have questions, we are always happy to answer those at the fanshawecares@fanshawec.ca email. So welcome to Fanshawe. So this is an aerial view of our Oxford Street location. You may hear people refer to it as the main campus. So that's our Oxford campus. And that's where majority of our programs are housed out of. So if you are in London, so you could be at the downtown campus, the South campus, Oxford campus, Airport campus, or Z building. So they're all within a bus rides away. And if you're at any of the London campuses, you have access to all the things on the Oxford campus site. Here is just a map overview of the Oxford Street campus. And we are, this little pink dot here is where I'm currently sitting right now. So this is our E building, and our office is E 2025. We're up on the second floor, and we would be happy to help you with any questions or assist you. This here is a picture of our downtown campuses. We do have a couple of those, a lot of our hospitality programs, anything to do with chef and event planning, those are at that location. And then over here, we do have our London South campus. So for a lot of our students, this may be the campus that you will be going to. The regional campuses. So these are campuses outside of London. We have our St. Thomas campus, our Simcoe campus, and our Woodstock campus. The thing I love about the regional campuses is it is a really nice sense of community because it's a much smaller area. So it's actually pretty great, and most of our students really like it. So campus links. So these are going to be different services that are offered here to our students. There's all kinds of options. They'll have different service availability. This week, we are going to have someone speaking to us from our housing and mediation office. We are going to have somebody here from counseling, More Care, and Fanshawe Online. So lots of things. Getting to know London. So London's a vibrant city. There is a lot of different areas to explore. This is an aerial picture of our downtown core area. So a lot of people, if you've been here for a bit, once you've been here, this is a great like walking park and trails all throughout here. We are known as the Forest City because we are surrounded by a lot of trees. Getting started. So we're going to recommend that you use Google Maps. It's really handy to kind of look at different areas, whether you're looking at where to live, where your closest grocery store, your banks are and stuff. Google Maps can help you with that to get a real good sense of a neighborhood before you move in. Now, we do recommend waiting until you're here to secure a lease, only because you want to make sure that you see the house and stuff. But this can give you some ideas of areas that you might really like or areas that you might want to avoid if it doesn't work for you. If you're someone who doesn't want like loud areas and a lot of student areas, and you want more of a quiet area, or if you're coming with a family, using Google Maps can help you with that. So getting around. So if you are at any of our London campus locations, then you will get a LTC bus pass as part of your tuition. And it's just activated within your fan card. So you will be able to hop on a bus pretty much any time of day, going anywhere within the city of London. So it's well used. It's a pretty good service. And there's other ways that you might want to get to campus. A lot of our students walk if they're in the areas, biking, rideshare apps and stuff. Driving in Canada, make sure that if you do want to be driving, you're going to want to exchange your out of province driver's license. Okay. And then the LTC offers an app, which we'll cover a bit later, where you can see if like buses are running late in that, and just kind of helps you keep on top of things. So having fun in London, also known as the Forest City. So there's a lot of cultural stuff to do here. There's a lot of different restaurants, a ton of different parks. We have a great music venue downtown, Jelly Roll. I don't know if you all know Jelly Roll, but Jelly Roll was just here last night. Apparently it was a fantastic concert. I'm kind of sad I missed it. But yeah, so lots of great things going on, lots of things to do if you're here with a family, lots of great ways to get involved in Canadian culture. Museums, activity centers, so many options. And your Fanshawe Student Union, they plan a lot of activities for students, and especially over the summertime, there's a lot of bus trips. So they'll likely have a bus trip to Niagara and to Canada's Wonderland, which is a huge amusement park. So lots of stuff going on. Really, really encourage you to get involved and go out to activities and build connections. It can really help with adjusting to being so far from home. So some apps of interest. So the On Time. So that's the LTC bus app that I was just talking about. The Stay Safe app. So this is hosted by our Fanshawe College security. And this is going to help you if you're working late on campus. You can let them know and they'll just do walk-bys. It's also great if there was like any college closures due to severe weather or other issues. It's all going to be updated there. Queueless. So most of our support areas use the Queueless virtual line system. So you just log in with your name and student number, and it holds your place in a virtual queue while you wait to be called up to be served. WhatsApp, I think most of you probably know WhatsApp, and most of our students do use WhatsApp to keep in touch with everybody back home. So we'll do the Q&A section. So this is just the part about arriving and stuff. And then I'm going to get into the Fanshawe Friends program. So I will, and I'll just put this one up so that you can see the schedule for the week. So more care, counseling, Fanshawe online, housing searching and lease tips, career services, and a student life and immigration advisor. So that's sort of what the week is going to look like. I'm going to stop sharing so I can open the chat. I see that there was some questions put in the chat, so that's great. Okay, someone say about your programs. Oh, great. There's a lot of students in the same program, so that'll make that easy for everybody. Now, was there any questions based on the presentation or any questions about arriving? If so, if you can use the raise your hand app, and I will answer any of those questions. Okay, easy peasy. Oh, we got a hand. Okay, Elizabeth.
Hello, good morning.
Hi.
I'm Elizabeth, and I'm
Hello.
technically from India right now. Actually, I just wanted to ask. Actually, my flight ha has been booked, but the thing is, the timings has been changed a bit, and I have actually said yes to the shuttle services for. So, would it wait, or is there any specific timing the shuttle services would be there? Like, I just had that doubt.
Yeah, so if you want, send us an updated ISF and then we'll get the new date and time and then we'll do your booking based on that.
Okay, so there's no issue, right? Like, actually, just yesterday only I got to know that my flight has been the timings has been changed slightly. So, would there be any issues as such in the shuttle services?
Oh, when is your flight scheduled for?
Actually, I'll be arriving to Canada by 15th of April, early morning, like by like exactly 8:15, 8:15. And
Okay, yeah,
earlier
so
it was, yeah.
we haven't done bookings yet for anybody after April 10th. So if you just send us an updated
Okay.
ISF, we'll get that and then we'll do your booking this week. Yeah.
Okay. So how should I do the updated ISA, because I have actually filled it, so I don't know how to
Yep.
actually
Yeah,
update
you
that
should just be
form.
able to use the link again and do
Okay.
do it again. Yep.
Okay. Thank you so
Good.
much.
You're welcome. Chidi,
Hello.
I have Chidi up next.
Hello, good morning, ma'am.
Okay. Please, I want to
Yes.
ask. Good morning. I want to ask. I've applied for my visa. I'm still waiting for IRCC to respond to my visa, and I have a deadline of 7th of April to fill the ISF form. I want to know, in case I don't meet up, what do I do? Because I'm still waiting for the response from IRCC concerning my visa
Yes.
application. What do I do?
Yeah, so there is probably still a good amount of students that don't have their decision yet. So if you don't have your approval letter yet by the 7th, then what will happen is a cancellation will run. But students who then receive their approval can reach out to us and likely be reinstated. As long as you get it prior to arriving. Okay, but you can talk to your agent too as well regarding options.
Okay.
I'm going to take a couple of the questions here from the chat because I can see that that's lighting up over here. Okay.
Hello.
Hi, I just need you to use the raise your hand feature and then you'll be called once I get to you. Just 1 second. We're just answering some questions over here. So the shuttle service for non-students. So if you're traveling, let's say with a family member, we would then have you book your shuttle or taxi yourself and then send in the receipt for a credit. Because we can't book for non-students, but I believe the rate for the shuttle is around 110. If I paid traveling from Toronto to London, do I get any money back from the college? Just wondering. So it all depends. If you filled out your ISF and you let us know that you were traveling with family, and so then we couldn't book your shuttle, then you could potentially get a transportation credit. Your best bet is going to be to send us an email at fanshawecares@fanshawec.ca. Okay. The shuttle is going to be running from April 1st until May 1st. And the shuttle has shuttles every 2 hours. The last one is usually 11:30 p.m., but sometimes there is even one at 2:30 a.m. So it just depends. But yes, anytime in April, you can get a shuttle. We have not gotten into the bookings yet past April 10th. So we will be sending it to you. We just don't have it booked yet. And so your schedule will be available on WebAdvisor. You'll actually be able to go in there and look at under student timetable grid layout, and it will populate with your schedule. That will not happen likely until a couple weeks before classes start. Fanshawe Cares at fanshawec.ca. So it's close to correct, Laura. The email address, the C just needs to go, like there needs to be a C after Fanshawe. I'll type it in the comments here. And if you have other questions, anybody about like arriving and stuff, you just let us know. We'd be happy to answer them over email. Okay, there you go. So I just posted that there, and then I will take the next question. It looks like Pascal or Pascal.
Hello, ma'am. How are you?
Hi, are you Pascal?
I'm not Pascal. I'm Chuck. I'm
Hello.
coming with Chuck today.
I'm having a hard time hearing you. It's maybe it's not a great connection.
Yes. Okay. Can I ask a little bit? Can I ask a quick question?
Yep. Yep. Just ask your question, and then I'll go on to the next person.
Okay. My question is this. I'm still waiting for my study visa. I'm still waiting for my study visa already, but I have VV. I have visitor's visa. Am I allowed to come in to start school with my visitor's visa?
You have to have an approved, like a passport request letter, or an approved like study permit. So the visa is not what allows you to study in Canada. The visa allows you to come to Canada, but you do have to have approval to study. If you're not sure if it's going to be received in time, we recommend following up with your agent. And then even if you get the permit after like the middle of the month, you can still likely get put back into your classes as long as we have space. So, okay.
Okay. Sorry, but if there is delay from the RSCC, if there is delay concerning my permit, if it's not yet out before the class starts, because I'm going to start class by May 5th. And if I did not get my permit, if I did not get my study permit before then, what can I do?
So then you would need to talk to your agent about deferring your term, because we unfortunately you can't arrive without a study permit approval.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll talk to you. Okay, thank you so much.
You're welcome. Okay, Pascal.
Yes, ma'am.
Hi.
Hi, good morning. Please, how can you confirm your how can you confirm your registration on international student form?
Sorry, can you speak up? I'm having a hard time hearing you.
I said, how can I confirm my registration on international student form?
How can you confirm your shuttle reservation?
My registration.
Oh, yeah. So did you receive an invoice?
Immediately after registration, I received an email confirming that I have registered, but I want to know if there's other things that I need to know.
Yeah, so if you follow up with your agent or your in-country rep, they should be able to take a look and confirm, or you should be able to log on to our VAST website and actually see for yourself the current status.
Which of the website?
But if you're not sure, send us an email to fanshawecares@fanshawec.ca and we'd be happy to take a look for you.
Okay, the same email address you just shared.
Yeah, it's just right up in the chat there. I
Yeah.
added it not too long ago.
I have seen it.
Okay, and orientation. Oh, sorry. Yep, go ahead.
Yeah. If I have booked my flight for coming, how will I make adjustment on
Yeah, so if you've already booked your
the
flight
shuttle?
and we've confirmed a shuttle and something changes, then you can just contact Robert Q yourself to move your shuttle around, or just let us know once again at Fanshawe Cares and we'd be able to make any changes for you.
Okay. No problem. Thank you.
Okay. May?
Yeah, can you hear me?
I can. It's just very quiet. I think it might be something on my side.
Okay. How about now? Can you hear me?
A little, yeah.
Okay. So I have booked a Fanshawe shuttle bus service,
Yeah.
and then one of my friend also planned to fetch me from the airport and send me to my apartment. For
Mhm.
that case, can I bring my friend with the shuttle bus to the designated location?
So if you took the Robert Q to London and then they picked you up, then that would be great. But if they're going to pick you up from the airport, we don't have a way to reimburse them. We can only reimburse with the transportation credit to approved third-party providers.
I see. So
So
shuttle bus is not allowed for the external people, is it?
yeah, so anybody can use Robert Q shuttle. But
Okay.
let's say if you're traveling with somebody, then we usually recommend telling us that on the ISF form, and then you would make your own booking and hand us in the receipt.
All right. Thank you so much.
Yeah, and then if you have specific questions about that, you can always send us an email to fanshawecares@fanshawec.ca, and we'd be happy to look into that for you.
All right. Thank you.
You are welcome. Okay. Computer is being a little silly today, which is typically the case on a Monday, the first day. Was there any other questions about this portion, or are we okay to move on to the Fanshawe Friends portion if there's no more questions about arriving? Okay, perfect. Then we will do that. And I will start sharing the next presentation. Oh, why did this not? Okay. Share. Elizabeth, did you have another question?
Yeah. Actually, I just wanted to ask, what will be the timings for the shuttle services, like from when it will start, like timings as such?
Yeah, the first shuttle runs at 8 o'clock
Okay.
in the morning, and the last shuttle runs either at 11:30 p.m. or 2 a.m.
Okay.
Yeah, so it
Thank you
runs
so
every
much.
couple
Thank you.
hours. It's pretty easy. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome. And Laura, you had a question as well?
Yes, I do. Can you hear me?
I can, yes, yeah.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. I just have a small question. If I pay my tuition, like for example, for my first semester on time, and like for any reason I can't pay on time my tuition for the second semester, is there any chance the college can wait for me for a couple of days or something like that? Is there any
Yes.
way I can ask them?
So we don't offer any sort of a fee extension, but if a student's here and you're going into level 2 or higher of your program, you could potentially, what would happen is they may take you out of the registration, but then once you had the money to pay the fees, then they could put you back in. So not a
Okay, yeah.
fee extension, but we usually have wiggle room if you need a bit more time.
Okay, perfect. It's not for me, but yeah, I just
Yeah,
wanted to
no,
know.
of course. Yeah,
Thank you so much.
you're welcome. Divya?
Hi, Professor. Good morning.
Divya, I cannot hear you at all.
Hi, Professor. Good morning. Hi,
Are you
Professor.
able
Good
to?
morning.
Oh, hi, good morning. That's better.
How are you, Professor?
I'm good, thank you. And you?
I'm also good. Professor, please tell me in which campus there is a W Development Service Program course?
So if you were not sure about what campus you're at, if you take a look at your LOA, it should have a notation next to your program name. If you're still unsure, just send us an email to fanshawecares@fanshawec.ca and we can actually take a look for you.
Okay, thank you, Professor.
You're welcome. So we're going to get started on the next portion here, and this is about Fanshawe Friends. So it's really an amazing social program. The idea is that you're just making connections, which hopefully is going to help you with adjusting to moving to Canada and to a whole new social experience. So we would love to have you all for our Fanshawe Friends program. So we are home to over more than 9,000 international students from over 100 different countries from around the world. What we think makes international students so great is you're agile, you're driven, you're generous, you're brave. You have decided to take this big, huge adventure and come to Canada for post-secondary education, and it's quite amazing. So some things that we find some of our students have challenges with. So a bit of culture shock. Things can be quite a bit different here. Homesickness. So that's a big one, right? You are used to specific foods, specific time schedules. Everything is really specific. And now it's going to likely be very, very different here. Settling in and housing, plus finding a job. Those things can definitely add some challenges, staying active, and then making friends and networking. So these are sort of the things that we think students are going to have a hard time with, and we want to make sure that we're offering some supports for that. So overcoming challenges with Fanshawe Friends. So the goal is to connect new international students with the senior students and just helping to introduce you to college life. So we're going to help you with like different events on campus. Hey, come out and join us for this. Some of the events are going to be hosted by like the FSU or other areas, and some we actually host just for our Fanshawe Friends group. So we can, it's actually quite fun, and there's a lot of activities. We usually try to plan 2 a month, plus then whatever else is going on within the community. And it's going to help connect you to services and you learn a lot about the Canadian culture. Often the trips or activities we do try to focus on them having a Canadian aspect. Can also help you with day-to-day questions. So our students are put into large pod groups. And then from those pod groups, they are on WhatsApp and they ask all sorts of questions. Someone could be asking, hey, I'm looking for a job in this field. Does anybody have any leads? I'm looking to move. I need a 1-bedroom. Is anybody looking for a roommate? Or I'm looking for a specific spice. Do you know where I can find it? So it's really just a nice, really supportive community. So if you would like, we would love to have you join us and grow with us. So friends from around the world. So we have over 600 members from 100 plus countries. So it's a really great way to make some connections, some of the fun stuff we do. So it's going to help you build a network and hopefully develop a sense of community here at Fanshawe. It's going to offer you chances to engage in hopefully new activities, provide support and feedback, especially as you settle in. It can be a lot. So hopefully with having access to students who have experienced that, it can help. So our Fanshawe Friends events. So you'll have your pod groups. We'll have an information session. We'll send you out emails with activities and stuff. And I would say most of the conversations and stuff do happen over WhatsApp. And then that's where we'll also send you notes of any programming we're offering. Like next week, this Friday, we have our trivia night. So it's just an on-campus fun event for students. And then our year-end finale event in April is going to be bowling. And this winter, it was actually pretty snowy and our first real good winter in a few years. So we were able to do tubing as our first activity. So we've done a lot of fun things. So we may offer on-campus activities or off-campus, sugar bush, pumpkin patches, different fun things like that. So these are just some pictures of some of our students doing fun activities. We do recreation events. And then we do like to do a lot of outdoor events depending on the weather. So we have some hike groups, corn mazes, all kinds of fun stuff. It really is a great way to kind of gain some exposure to Canadian cultural activities and to make connections. And then we do as well some plays, sugar farms, canoeing every spring. There's usually a group. We do like to get out to games night. So whether it's a lightning game, which is our basketball team, or a nights, which is hockey. And then community events. So we also post and promote getting out with City of London events as well. So much to do, which is really great. And it's done in a big group. Your co-curricular record. So what this is, it goes along with your transcript and it kind of tracks what sort of on-campus activities you partook in. So if you volunteer, if you're doing an extracurricular sport, any of those things, your co-curricular record can be updated from that. And so it's just a great way to get some Canadian experience to show that you were active on campus. And being part of Fanshawe Friends can get you co-curricular points as well. So some common things we hear from students that it is really helping them feel connected. They feel that they can share their opinions and thoughts on day-to-day activities. They love that some of the activities we are offering, like a pickleball, playing virtual games and hiking and such, really make them feel like they're a part of the Canadian experience, which is fantastic. That is what we want. Meeting amazing people and helping people to open up and talk with people from different cultures and different experiences. So it really is a fantastic program. I can't say enough good stuff about it. I help to organize the program. So I often go to the events as well and stuff. And it's just really a nice way to build connections. If you'd like to join us, we welcome everybody, any level, any program. And the registration is now open. So you would just send us an email to fanshawefriends@fanshawec.ca, and we would send you out the registration link and we'd be off to the races. So it's just a nice way to get it involved and hopefully build connections, which should hopefully help you across your academics, your personal, and just your overall adjustment to what is a huge, big adventure that you've just agreed to take. So that's the Fanshawe Friends program. We'd love to have you join us. You will get a copy of this presentation, because this whole thing will be sent to you by email. So don't worry if you missed the email, it'll be sent to you. And then we will just take a look. Was there any questions about the Fanshawe Friends program or any other questions in general that I can try to answer? Yeah, so your orientation for every campus is usually the day before classes. So the first day that you're scheduled to be in classes is usually an orientation day. And usually the Friday before classes, you have an international welcome. Oh yeah, the Fanshawe Friends email, I certainly can put that in the chat. Thank you, Julia. Yeah, the idea is that we do realize that, our students are coming from far away, from different cultures, different experiences, and it definitely can help to make those connections and to attend activities. Sorry, I'm having a hard time getting my mouse to go to the chat. I apologize. I feel like this is a game of where's my mouse gone? There's only one screen here. Okay, let me put this out to everyone. So the email for Fanshawe Friends, I'm going to put it right now. And yes, we would love to have you join us and be a member and do fun activities with us. Okay, there we go. So if you have any questions about your registration status, there was some sort of mix-ups in that, take a look at your VAS account. And if you're still not sure, talk to your agent because they'll have access to more in-depth system knowledge. Okay. And then if you have general questions, you are not sure, you can always send those to Fanshawe Care. So we'd be more than happy to answer those for you. And if we don't know the answer, we'll connect you with the right service area. And over the next 4 days, we are going to have staff here to talk to you about other campus supports. So it's a great opportunity to learn more about the services and sort of meet the people, sort of what options you have. Because it is a lot of information to arrive and try to take it all in. But we're here to help you with that. You can stop by our office anytime. You have questions and stuff. We have great staff that can help you with that. Was there any other questions about arriving, about the process, or about joining us for Fanshawe Friends? Okay, so if there isn't any more questions, I'll wrap up the formal part. So I will just do a quick closing and stop the recording. And then what I can do is I can leave this up for about 15 minutes so you guys can chat in the chats and hopefully start to make some connections. So thank you all for joining today and thank you for your great questions. I am looking forward to getting to meet you all as you arrive. And please let us know if you have any questions. We'd love to help out. And please join us back tomorrow for our next session. We are going to be having college staff here to kind of answer all sorts of stuff. So we will see you all tomorrow. Have a great rest of your day or evening. Okay, thank you, everybody.